All right, let's dive right into another deep dive. This time it's Liverpool against Aston Villa. And we've got some juicy insights, straight from our supercomputer and our expert analysts here at Tips Moto.
Yeah, I think this one, it has that David versus Goliath feel to it, doesn't
Oh,
it?
definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
Liverpool are top of the table. And get this, only 7 goals conceded this season.
7.
It's crazy, right? For a team that's, traditionally known for their attacking prowess. How are they suddenly so defensively sound? What's the secret?
Well, their new manager, Arne Slot, he's really implemented a system that is so disciplined at the back. But, and this is the fascinating part, he hasn't sacrificed any of that attacking potency.
That's impressive.
It really is. I mean, best both worlds, right? Rock solid defense, and then still that free-flowing attack. I mean, he's already made history. He's only the fifth manager to win 8 of his opening 10 Premier League games.
Wow, that's incredible.
Right.
So, all right, Liverpool are a force to be reckoned with, no doubt about it. But let's talk about the man who could really unlock that Aston Villa defense.
Yeah.
Mohamed Salah. I mean, he has been on fire this season.
Oh, he's a nightmare for defenders right now. I mean, look at the numbers, right? 7 goals already, 5 assists. But it's not just the numbers, it's the way he's influencing every game.
Yeah,
Constantly in dangerous positions, leading the league in touches in the opposition box. And then when he takes a shot, you just know it's going to be on target. 67% shot accuracy. I mean, come on.
that's insane.
It is.
And to make matters worse for Aston Villa, Salah actually scored against them last season, right, at Anfield, which Liverpool won, what was it, 3-0. Speaking of Anfield, Aston Villa, historically, they haven't had the easiest time there, have they?
It's interesting, actually. Believe it or not, they've actually won 6 away Premier League games against Liverpool. Yeah. Which is, I mean, more than most teams can say. But recently, it's been a different story. Liverpool at home, they're almost unbeatable. I mean, they've won 5 and drawn 1 of their last 6 against Villa at Anfield.
So recent form favors Liverpool for sure. But football, as we know, it's a funny old game. Upsets do happen.
Yeah.
But one thing we do know is that Villa, they are going to want to avoid that third consecutive defeat. I mean, that would be their first such streak since May.
Yeah, they're coming in with, well, a little bit of wounded pride after losing to Tottenham. And then, that disappointing defeat to Club Brugge in the Champions League. And, to make matters worse, they're without Matty Cash and Ross Barkley.
And that's not good.
No, it weakens their defense and their midfield.
So yeah, it sounds like they're facing a bit of an uphill battle. Okay, so let's get to the exciting part. What's our supercomputer at Tips Moto predicting for this one?
All right, so crunching all the data, current form, head-to-head stats, factoring in those key injuries, we're predicting a 3-1 victory for Liverpool.
3-1. Pretty decisive. What are the main factors kind of driving this prediction?
Well, as we talked about, Liverpool's attack, it's just clicking right now. Salah, in this kind of form, they're likely to score multiple goals. And on the other hand, Villa, their defense has been struggling a bit lately. And those injuries, it just makes them a bit more vulnerable at the back. Add to that, Liverpool's home advantage at Anfield.
Tough to see anything other than a Liverpool win.
Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who like a little flutter, what are some of our betting tips for this match? What are we recommending?
Well, I think backing Liverpool to win is a solid choice. I mean, the odds are favorable, and their form and dominance, makes them clear favorites.
And maybe both teams to score is an interesting bet. We're expecting a Liverpool win, but you never know. Villa still has some attacking threats. They might sneak one in.
Yeah, could happen. And, we're predicting a relatively high-scoring affair, so over 2.5 goals might be a good shout, too.
And, of course, you can never really go wrong with backing Mohamed Salah as an anytime goal scorer.
Exactly, he's on fire. But remember, folks, these are just predictions, based on our analysis. But nothing's guaranteed in betting. But we here at Tips Moto, we're all about giving you, the most insightful info to make smarter betting decisions.
Absolutely. Now let's have a look at those predicted starting lineups for both sides. So for Liverpool, we think we're going to see Callum Kelleher in goal.
Yeah, and then protecting him, that familiar back four, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ibrahima Konate, Virgil van Dijk, and Andy Robertson. I mean, that is a solid defensive unit. That's the foundation of their success this season.
In midfield, we expect to see Dominic Soboslai, Wataru Endo, and Alexis McAllister.
Yeah, great balance there. Creativity, defensive solidity, work rate, they're going to be key in controlling that tempo and feeding those dangerous forwards.
And leading the line, that dynamic trio of Mohamed Salah, Darwin Nunez, and Luis Diaz.
Love to see it. All right, shifting gears to Aston Villa. We've got Emiliano Martinez, likely between the posts. The back three, probably Ezra Konsa, Tyrone Mings, and Lucas Digne.
Midfield, probably looking at Douglas Luiz, John McGinn, and Boubacar Kamara.
Yeah, and leading the attack for Villa, Leon Bailey, Ollie Watkins, and Emiliano Buendia. I'm really interested to see how this Villa lineup, with the injuries, how they try to contain that Liverpool attack, should be fascinating.
All right, before we move on to the tactical side of things, in part two, let's just recap quickly some key takeaways.
Well, I think the main takeaway is, Liverpool under Arne Slot, they're a well-oiled machine. Defensive strength and then just that lethal attacking flair.
They're the favorites, no doubt. But we all know, right? Anything can happen in football.
Absolutely. And, Aston Villa, they'll be hoping to defy those odds, pull off an upset, but they're going to have to be at their very best to overcome that Liverpool dominance, especially at Anfield.
And, of course, all eyes on Mohamed Salah. Scintillating form. He could be the difference maker in this one. All right, stay tuned for part two, where we're going to delve deeper into the tactical side of this exciting clash.
All right, welcome back to our deep dive, Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Let's switch gears a bit. Let's talk tactics. What are these teams going to do on the pitch?
Yeah, it's like a game of chess, isn't it? You're trying to predict how each manager is going to set up, counter the opponent's tactics. It's fascinating.
Exactly. And starting with Liverpool, we know, right? Arne Slot, he's brought in that very structured, defensively disciplined system, but they haven't lost that attacking edge. We think they'll stick with that 4-3-3 formation. Focus on controlling possession, patiently build those attacks from the back.
But they're not afraid to go direct when the opportunity's there.
Right.
Especially with the speed of Salah and Diaz on those wings.
Right. Oh, absolutely. They have that versatility, that ability to adapt, which makes them even more dangerous. I think the midfield battle is going to be crucial. Szoboszlai, McAllister, they'll be key in dictating the tempo, creating those chances, and of course, all eyes on Mo Salah. He's going to be cutting in from that right wing, using his incredible dribbling, clinical finishing. He's going to cause havoc in that Villa defense.
For sure. Now, what about Aston Villa? I mean, they're the underdogs. They've got those injuries. What's their game plan going to be?
Well, Unai Emery, he's a very smart manager. Known for his tactical flexibility, he might go for a more conservative approach, maybe even a 5-3-2 formation. Try and contain that Liverpool attack. The key for them is going to be staying compact at the back, frustrating Liverpool's buildup, and then hitting them on the counter.
Yeah, soaking up that pressure, hoping to catch them on the break. Could be risky, but if they pull it off, it just might work.
It could. And they're going to be relying heavily on Ollie Watkins. He's got to be clinical with any chances he gets.
He does.
And, they'll also be looking to Buendia to provide that creative spark. His passing range, his vision, he can unlock defenses.
He can. So, all right, let's get down to brass tacks here. What are some of the key battles on the pitch that we should be watching out for? Where do you think this match is going to be won or lost?
One matchup I'm really interested in is Trent Alexander-Arnold, up against Lucas Digne on that Liverpool right flank. Alexander-Arnold, we've talked about him a lot at Tips Moto, those attacking runs, those pinpoint crosses. Digne is a good defender, but he can be vulnerable, especially against someone like Alexander-Arnold.
Oh, that's going to be a good one. I can already picture it. Alexander-Arnold whipping one of those crosses in, Salah or Nunez with the header.
Oh, for sure. Another key battle right in the center of the park. Szoboszlai and McAllister for Liverpool, up against Douglas Luiz and John McGinn.
Ooh, that's a clash of styles right there. Szoboszlai and McAllister, they're technical, like to dictate the tempo with their passing. Luiz and McGinn, they're more physical. That's going to be interesting.
It is. If Villa can disrupt that Liverpool rhythm, prevent them from controlling the game, they might have a chance. But if Liverpool can dominate possession, dictate the tempo like they've done all season, it's hard to see anything but a comfortable win for them.
And let's not forget that psychological factor. Liverpool at Anfield, they've been so strong there. That crowd, it can be like a 12th man.
Oh, it can. That Anfield factor, it's a real thing. Villa will need to show resilience, discipline, and, a lot of character to silence that crowd.
It's going to be a fascinating tactical battle. Now, in part 3 of our deep dive, we're going to move beyond the predictions and tactics. We're going to talk about what this match means in the grand scheme of the Premier League season. What happens if Liverpool wins? What if Villa pulls off an upset? We'll break it all down for you, so stick around. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive, Liverpool against Aston Villa. We've talked predictions, tactics, all that good stuff. Now let's zoom out. Big picture time. What does this match mean for these two teams and for the Premier League as a whole?
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. Every match has these ripple effects, you know? This one's no different.
Absolutely. So let's start with the most likely outcome. Liverpool win. They're already top of the table. Another win, I mean, that just cements their position as the team to beat, right?
Oh, totally. I mean, it keeps that lead, but it also, sends a message like, hey, we're here, we're consistent, we can grind out results, even against, a well-organized team like Villa.
And for Villa, a loss. It's another setback, especially with those recent losses. They're looking for that top four finish. It gets tougher.
Yeah, it does. Every point matters, especially in this league. You want that European spot, you got to snag points against the top teams. It's just the reality.
Okay, but let's play a little what if. What if, against all odds, Villa pulls off the upset, wins at Anfield? What happens then? Talk about shockwaves through the Premier League.
Oh, man, nobody sees that coming. Talk about a confidence boost for Villa. It'd be huge. Proves they can hang with the best. Maybe reignites those top four hopes, that belief. It's contagious.
And for Liverpool, a loss. I mean, that's a major blow.
Oh, yeah, it opens the door, right? The other teams, they can close that gap. And you start asking questions. Can they keep up that consistency? The pressure's on to bounce back, avoid that dip in form.
So much more than just 3 points at stake here. Momentum, confidence,
Yeah.
sending a message to the rest of the league.
Exactly. Every match, it tells a story. This one's no different. We're all waiting to see how it unfolds, how it affects the title race, the battle for those European spots, the drama.
We've covered so much ground today, from individual players to tactical battles to the bigger picture stuff. Any final thoughts before we wrap up? What should our listeners be paying attention to?
Well, Liverpool are the favorites, no doubt. But like we've been saying, football's unpredictable. Aston Villa, they're going to fight for this. They have the players to cause problems for Liverpool. Keep an eye on that tactical battle. It's going to be fascinating. I can't wait.
Me neither. And of course, we here at Tips Moto, we're excited too. Don't forget, all our predictions, betting tips, analysis, it's all right here at Tips Moto.
We give you the info. You make the smart betting decisions. That's what we're all about.
And hey, make sure you're following us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all the latest news, predictions, analysis. You want to stay ahead of the game. That's how you do it.
Seriously, we put a lot of work into our social media. It's the best way to keep up with everything we're doing. Follow us.
All right, that wraps up our deep dive, Liverpool versus Aston Villa. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, happy watching and good luck with your bets.
Remember, bet smart, bet with Tips Moto.